Hello everyone. My name is Gill Fountain and I work for 38 Partnership. It is my own business. We are in branding and marketing. And we work on people's visibility, business owners' visibility, how to join those gaps together so that people can see them, they're found all over the place, and people can understand what they do with regard to products and services. Now, I've been in business for 30 years. I started out as working in the toy sector, toys and outdoor play. Seriously, I can still tell you about springs and poles and framework on outdoor play equipment, slides, trampolines. I can literally put things together in my sleep with regard to the combinations of climbing frames and all the things that go with swing frames. It is a very sad thing that 20 years, 30 years up the road, you have still got this understanding of what fits together, what will work in a garden, what age group the children can manage things at. And all the way along the line, we've been promoting brands and products and services. Now, we did work with the big guys. We were in the big stores, the major stores, working with the big buyers, you know, the top buyers in the country, importing, exporting containers, 20-foot, 40-foot containers. It was a fantastically fun time that stretched me, anyway, to my limits of understanding in retail. Don't ever get me started on retail. I literally can go on for hours. It is amazing how much you sort of suck up like a sponge. You know, it's like as you go through the years of running a business. But I wanted to talk to you today about branding. And the reason I'm talking to you about that, not about branding as in your logo, your fonts, your colors. I'm not going to talk about that because that's another subject in itself. But it's two things that I've come across in the last 10 days about branding and when our comments can impact our brand. Now, this is really tough love here because the two stories that I've got to tell you about has been my own understanding, my own two things that have happened to me to make me realize how badly our branding can have an impact, can be damaged if we don't get it right. Now, we've always been very careful about the people that we've employed, and we've been incredibly lucky, absolutely incredibly lucky. They understood where I wanted to be, the image that I wanted to portray, the words that I wanted to be used when talking to a client, the nurturing that we do with our clients. However, my own experiences in the last couple of weeks have taught me that other companies don't feel that way. And these are big companies. These are not tiny companies. They're not micro. They're not independent. They are massive companies who should know better. So what has happened to make me feel like this? What has happened to make me think this is something that I should really talk about and make you aware of? Not because of any learning thing, but just to sort of think, oh, actually, if that can happen in a big company, can it happen with my own staff? I needed to phone my bank. I've been phoning my bank. You know, I've got an account handler in my bank, and they changed. They changed completely since Christmas, in actual fact. The people that I've been working with for a while disappeared, and new people were brought in. And the new people didn't understand enough to help that conversation flow nicely. They didn't understand without running off to their supervisors for help. We all know that people have to train. We all know that it doesn't come instantly. However, there is a limit. There's a sort of a standard where you let your staff loose on your clients, long-term clients, can I say. And on 2 occasions, I have spoken to different people, and they didn't understand or know or have any idea of the processes that were in place. To the point, one of them phoned me back at one point, and I actually thought it was somebody scamming me. The conversation was so poor, I thought they were scammers. And I said to them, you know, I don't want to carry this conversation on. I'm going to stop this conversation now. And I phoned my bank and I asked them if that particular person worked for them. And they did. And I was shocked because I didn't want that quality of conversation about my business. They were asking questions that I knew they already had on their records. They weren't referring to their records at all. And the person I spoke to said, oh, I'll put you through to him. And I said, I don't want to speak to him. I don't ever want to speak to him again. I'm not impressed with the quality of the conversation that we've just had. Thankfully, my next phone call with them worked out a lot better, and I was back to my old account handler. And it was a huge relief because in those 2 phone calls that I'd had in between times, I had lost faith in their ability to understand what I wanted and to understand what I wanted with my business. I'd lost faith in the bank. I actually had gone away and set up another bank account there. That's how bad it was, because they had damaged their brand by not training their staff enough to understand me as a customer. Now I'm going to give you another story. This was one only a couple of days ago. I'd been hanging on the phone to a very important company in this country that people really don't want to be talking to. I'd been hanging on to this particular company for 40 minutes, trying to get through to sort a problem out. Ask a question. I was actually trying to do the good thing here. I was trying to get everything sorted out. And they didn't have enough phone lines going that I had to wait 40 minutes. And when I got through to them, it was nearing the end of the day. So we were talking about 10 minutes before their signing off time. And the person I spoke to would only give me 1-word answers. They didn't want to explain. They didn't want to talk to me. They were near their knocking off time. They'd probably had a really bad day anyway, let's face it. It was probably a very bad day. However, again, I didn't get any answers. And I know that tomorrow I am going to have to sit on the phone for another 40 minutes whilst I wait to get through, because I came away with no answers. Well, it wasn't a successful telephone conversation because I felt I had to stop the conversation because I wasn't getting anywhere. And you do get this now and then. You have this feeling that perhaps you were not talking to the right, you'd got through to the wrong person. They were not interested in working with you. But that does impact the brand. It does have an impact on our brands. And if we are having a bad day, or if we are, it is sometimes best to walk away. Have you heard of that saying about walking away from the keyboard? Well, sometimes you do have to just say on the phone, you know, I think what I should do is to go away, have a rethink, and come back another day, because it does damage your brand. And it's exactly the same on when you're in front of your phone, on your computer. Sometimes it's better to walk away from your keyboard. I have actually said a few times where I've been aware that the typing on a keyboard is getting faster and faster, and I've looked up and I've said to my lot, hi, oh hi Ada, hi, lovely to see you. I've actually said to my girls, do you want to go and get a coffee and have a break or something? And they're like, no, I'm dealing with this client. I'm like, no, actually, I think you should stop what you're doing and take a breather. Another 5 or 10 minutes is not going to harm them. And I had a rule in that if they had a particular client that was difficult, that they would pass them over to me. Now, that can't be done every time. It really can't. You have to let others take you have to let them take control, as it were. But in those days, I'm going back, in those days, people wanted to talk to me, and they sometimes got the girls. But sometimes they were cross because something hadn't turned up. I'm talking about a delivery hadn't turned up. It was the little one's birthday. The delivery was late, or the parts were late, whatever it was that had annoyed them. But what I found was, as soon as they got to speak to me, they calmed down. And the conversation that I had with them, the conversation that I'd overheard with the girls, and the girls were struggling, when I'd actually stopped what I was doing and said, pass it to me. When the person came on to me, it was a completely different story. They had calmed down. Whether that was that change of energy, whatever it is, that your coaches, you will know what this is, but whatever it was, by the time they got through to me, they had calmed down and I could talk it through with them. And quite often that in itself would annoy the girls, because they said, we had to take so much from them. And then as soon as they started talking to you, it was a different story. They were being reasonable again. But all these things, it does damage your brand. If you have got staff that haven't understood your message, your wish, the way you want to run your business, the way you want your phones answered, the way you want them to communicate with your clients, it can damage your brand, and they will go elsewhere if they feel strong enough about it. Just as I'd already set up my next bank account because they'd annoyed me. And I have actually, in the past, I've known people completely move their money because they have got the wrong service from their account handlers. I could go on forever on this one. It is something that is key to me. But also, again, we have to train our clients as well to understand that we do have to hand over our passwords and there's a certain criteria that we have to meet as clients as well, in relation to working with the account handlers on the other end. So it is a two-way thing, but like I say, this week's been interesting, I have to admit, with regard to how easy it is to slip, how easy it is to damage when you actually haven't trained the staff well enough, or they just want to go home, and that becomes apparent when you are on the phone. So that was what my message was for today. I hope that this has been a little bit, it's only a few tips, a little bit of a few stories about how it can go badly wrong if it's handled incorrectly, or they just haven't got enough interest in their job, really. But that's all today. Now, I am talking tomorrow evening, whatever time zone we're in tomorrow, we have got the Profitable Marketeer. We are up to 100 people that have signed up to the Profitable Marketeer. And it's a 3-hour. We've changed it from 5 1-hour sessions. We've changed it to a 3-hour Zoom meeting. And we are going to spend 3 hours working with a group of business owners, talking to them about how to make marketing work. We're focusing on their marketing. The way we've laid out this workshop is different. It is different. It is not going to be just us talking at you. It is we haven't told them yet. I have told them to bring pencil and pen, but it is going to be interactive. We are going to be delving into their businesses, their marketing, to ensure that we have, when they leave, they can leave with solid information on how to move forward in their business with their marketing. It's going to be interesting. It's the first time we've done this layout. Hayley and I have come up with it between us, and we have prizes. Who would have thought about that? We've got prizes on a free workshop, a free 3-hour workshop, and at the end we are giving out prizes. How good is that? I hope anybody that's listening and wants to join us, Ada, if you want to come in, if you're not already into the Profitable Marketeer and you want to come in, please do. Like I say, I know it's for 3 hours of your time, but we have got a lot of work packed in there, a lot of information, and we feel sure that this is going to be a really good one. So do join us. I will put the link in underneath, and we'll see how it goes. Exciting times. Thank you very much, everyone. We will be speaking to you. Oh, I will be joining you next week, and have a really good week. Thank you. Bye-bye. I will do.